More than 60% of the average American's calories come from ultra-processed foods. Now, that is according to a recent CDC report released last month. To break this down for us, Darby Atwood joins us now. She's a registered dietitian at St. David's South Austin Medical Center. Darby, welcome to KVUE News Midday.
Thank you so much for having me.
So educate us. What is the difference between processed food and ultra-processed food?
Right. So a processed food is any food that's going to be altered from its original form. So that can be through cooking, freezing, preserving. The possibilities are really endless.
So lots of food.
Right. Where we get into the ultra-processed food, that's where it gets a little tricky and can be overwhelming. We don't have a clear definition of what an ultra-processed food is just yet, but they all have pretty similar characteristics and properties to help us recognize them. They're usually foods that are lacking important nutrients that we need daily, such as vitamins, minerals, and fiber. And they're usually high in those things we want to limit daily, which would be calories, excess sugar, fat, and salt.
So everything that's bad for you, basically.
In some ways,
Let's
yes.
give people some examples. If we're going to go to our kitchen and look up some of these types of foods, what are we talking about?
So think convenience foods. So foods that we don't really have to do a lot to eat. They're usually going to fill us up really quick. Think freezer meals, ready-to-eat foods, anything that you can go into a convenience store and grab really quickly and will fill you up right then on the spot.
Ramen noodles.
Exactly.
Chips, okay.
Exactly.
So why are we eating so much of this, and what's the risk involved?
So it really comes down to two factors, and that's cost and convenience. We're all busy. The last thing we want to do after a long day is go home and cook, and then on top of that, grocery shop, do all the other fun things that comes with with making a home cooked meal. So a lot of times it's easier just to grab things and go. And also these foods are normally more affordable than some of the nutrient-dense foods we should be eating more of.
Cheaper and easier, right? So what can we do to substitute these easy, cheap foods instead?
Right. So I always tell people, look at each meal for what it is and find ways to try to put more nutrient-dense foods in it. If you can't cut out those processed foods for whatever reason, try to add more nutrient-dense foods, fruits, veggies, whole grains, beans, anything that can give you some more vitamins, minerals, and fiber.
All right, so what are some easy ways so that we can start to eat cleaner, Darby?
Right, plan ahead. I know that's a big thing to ask. I'm not a good planner when it comes to eating because I get so tired of things. So meal prepping isn't really for me, and that's okay. So shop sales. If you know certain fruits and veggies you like are gonna be on sale, stock up on those, freeze them, get canned veggies, canned fruits, frozen fruits and veggies, things like that.
Frozen or canned better?
Either or.
Okay.
Yep, either or, whatever is easiest for you.
Okay, Darby Atwood, lots of good advice. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.